Rev Al, y'all dream too much, but let me tell you something. If you don't start with a dream, you won't wake up and do nothing. You got to see what's not there and then wake up and make it happen. You got to see what's not there and fight to make it happen. And we're the children of dreamers that saw us here when we couldn't see ourselves. We're the children of dreamers that look biting dogs and fire hoses in the face and defied death, singing, "We shall overcome." We're the children of dreamers that took the most powerful country in the world and never fired one shot, but turned its social order upside down. You don't know who you messing with. We're folks that took nothing and made something happen. We took food stamps and welfare and reordered the economy. We're the children of the dreamers. Why do I believe in the dream? Internationally, I've seen it happen. There was a powerful man named Winston Churchill. Churchill one day heard about one of the colonies rebelling in Kenya, and he had 150,000 of tribesmen put into an incarcerated area. One of those men suffered that incarceration, but we lived through that area and kept on dreaming. And that tribesman that was in that Kenyan bondage, son is now the president of the United States. Why do I believe in the dream? One day George Wallace stood in the doorsteps of the University of Alabama and blocked a young black man and a young black woman from going to college. And we had to get the federal government to open the doors and let them in. Wallace didn't know that young black girl had a little sister, and that little sister watched in terror as they threatened her sister going to that school as a black woman for the first time. But that girl's little sister grew up and married a struggling young black lawyer. He's now the Attorney General of the United States, Eric Holder. That's why I believe in the dream. When we announced this gathering, they said to me, "Why go to school? Because we must close the education gap." Then later they told me that others are going to be at the mall and they're going to be standing where Dr. King stood. Well, they may have the mall, but we have the message. They may have the platform, but we have the dream. The dream was not about states' rights. In fact, if you read the dream, Martin Luther King talked about governors whose lips were dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, and those that try to take his place are trying to nullify the law. Look at Arizona. They're trying to nullify state law. They're trying to interpose civil rights. Just because you got the spot don't mean you're standing up to the dream. Because if you understood dreaming, you can dream anywhere. We don't have to be at the spot. All we need to be is who we are. We can dream from jail cells. We can dream from hospital beds. We can dream wherever we are. But while they're down there, they ought to ask Abe Lincoln to tell them why he fought against states' rights and held the Union together. They ought to read Dr. King's speech. And then they need to talk to some of us who came up the rough side of the mountain. Those that made it against all odds. That's why we marching. Somebody said, is there going to be trouble today? Ain't no trouble. We wouldn't disgrace today by allowing you to provoke us. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, we're going to celebrate those that laid down their lives to give us a chance. This ain't about them. This is about Dr. King. This is about Fannie Lou Hamer. This is about Dorothy Height. We're going to walk together, black, white, Latino, Asian, straight, gay, it don't matter. Those that believe in the dream, we're going to walk together and we're going to keep marching till we get statehood for D.C. We're going to keep marching till we close the education gap. We're going to march together. As we get ready, I want y'all to hear me carefully. We're going to line up. And I want you to follow the marshals. Now don't rush, because they're already going to try to act like wasn't but 2,000 or 3,000 of us in here. So let the line stretch so they can show the world the real dreamers in town. Don't be stepping on each other's heels. Hold up a minute, I'm not through. We're going to do this orderly. If people start heckling, smile at them. If people try to distract you, keep your eye on the prize. We're going to where they're going to build the King Monument. Martin Luther King III will speak to us there. I want you, though, before we leave, 3 people coming out as the marshals come up. Come out, Sister Jenkins from Stand Up for D.C., Brandon Harris, head of student government for Howard University, and Gregory Floyd of the Teamsters. I want y'all to come out. These 3 represent how we gonna make this jobs bill and education bill work. Labor, youth, and independence. I want them to say a word as we get ready to line up. How many of y'all ready to march? How many of y'all still believe in the dream? How many of y'all thank God for Martin Luther King? How many of y'all thank God for Dr. Haidt? Now if you can't control yourself, if you so mad you can't do what I'm asking, stay here. Don't get out there cutting up on Dr. King. This ain't your march. You ain't that mad. You ain't done nothing till today. Don't do it today. Don't act like you couldn't control yourself. You control yourself all this time. Don't get a temporary fit now. They want to disgrace this day, and we're not giving them this day. This is our day, and we ain't giving it away. Listen to these 3, and we're going to line up.
Thank you, everybody, for being here to represent and march on behalf of Martin Luther King Jr.